The Sabbath, a day designed for us to rest, reflect, and rejuvenate. A day set aside for us to disconnect from our worldly work and reconnect with what truly matters. The Sabbath, a day of rest. In the beginning, the universe was formless and void. Then, God sparked the dawn of creation. God labored for 6 days, crafting heaven and the earth, designing every creature and shaping mankind. But on the 7th day, God ceased from all work. This day, he sanctified and blessed. This day he named the Sabbath. The Sabbath, from the Hebrew word Shabbat, means to cease or to rest. It is deeply rooted in the creation narrative found in the book of Genesis, where God, after 6 days of labor, rested on the 7th day. This day of rest was not only for God, but was established as a pattern for mankind to follow. A day to cease from labor, to rest, and to reflect on the divine. The significance of the Sabbath was further emphasized in the 10 Commandments, specifically the 4th commandment. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy, it reads. For 6 days you shall labor and do all your work, but the 7th day is a Sabbath to the Lord your God. On it you shall not do any work. This divine decree is not just an order but a gift, a blessing for mankind to rest and rejuvenate just as God did. The book of Hebrews in the New Testament further illuminates the significance of the Sabbath. In Hebrews 4, 9 and 10 it states, "There remains then a Sabbath rest for the people of God. For anyone who enters God's rest also rests from their works, just as God did from his." This passage suggests that the Sabbath is not just a physical rest, but also a spiritual rest, a time to reconnect with God and reflect on his goodness and grace. So, let's journey back to the beginning of our discussion. The Sabbath, a day of rest, was established by God on the 7th day of creation. It's a day of physical and spiritual rest, a time to cease from labor and to reflect on God. The Sabbath is deeply rooted in the creation narrative and is further emphasized in the 10 Commandments and the New Testament. The Sabbath is not just a day but a divine gift, a blessing for mankind to rest and rejuvenate. It's a time for us to disconnect from our workaday world and reconnect with what truly matters. Just as God rested and reflected on his creation, so too are we invited to rest and reflect on our Creator. Indeed, the Sabbath is a profound concept that invites us to pause, to rest, and to reflect on our Heavenly Father and Creator.